And then there was one Needham Rockets sports team still alive in the fall season, that is. That would be football, who won their playoff opener on November 8th, and we'll show you that in just a moment. But since there was so much that happened this week and so little time to get to everything, we're going to recap this week in the fall postseason. But before we get to the highlights, some congratulations are in order to the girls cross-country team. Not only did they win the Division 1A state team title for the first time since they three-peated in 2013 through 2015, but junior Greta Hammer won the race outright. Congrats to Greta and the Rockets. Now, let's rewind with highlights from all of the playoff broadcasts we covered this week. We begin at Memorial Field with football, the number 4 seeded Rockets hosting number 13 Wachusett. Don't blink because the scoring came early and often. The first offensive play of the game, Aiden Williams with an interception that brings back the distance, just about 25 yards or so. That might be the earliest score we've ever seen by Needham football team. Ever. The Rockets setting 2 offensive records in the game. The first Needham offensive play of the game is a 45-yard touchdown run by Aiden. Rockets up 2 scores, not even a minute and a half in. Later in the first, it's Williams again, this time from 29 yards out. I'm sensing a pattern here. Aiden scoring 5 touchdowns, 4 on the ground. His offensive totals, 15 rushes for 201 yards. In his first 4, set a new Needham record for most TDs scored by one Rocket player in a single quarter. The team also scored 49 points in the first half. That's a new record for most points in a half. Needham won 49-13 and will host a quarterfinal. More on that in a moment. Now we head to the first game of the playoff doubleheader Saturday against Winchester. Who's that singing the national anthem at the girls volleyball quarterfinal? Looks familiar somehow. Needham dominating the first set. Coco Cusick with a big block, one of 8 blocks she had in the game. She also tied for the team high with 9 kills, and this is one of them. Rockets won the first set, 25-15. Set point in the second set for Isabella Lee with that serve that Winchester just couldn't handle. Rockets take set 2, 25-19. The red and black would win the third set to force a fourth that goes to extra points, where Needham senior co-captain Alex Sikora ties Cusick with 9 kills to put the Rockets up 1. Then on set point, it's Lee with the serve, and Winchester's return is out. Needham wins the set 29-27 and the game 3-1 to advance to the second straight state semifinal with their biggest rival, which we'll show you in a moment. Second half of the double header playoff against Winchester girls soccer at Memorial Field. Hannah Levine for the number 5 Rockets. They take a 1-0 lead on the number 12 red and black. Later in the first half, Kate O'Newland sets up Sydney Kalaw for the goal to make it 2-0, heading into halftime. Winchester would get one in the second half, but that's it as Needham wins 2-1 to advance to the state quarterfinals. And now let's head to Newton South on Tuesday night. Needham and Newton North girls volleyball meeting for the second straight year in the semifinals. Rockets took an early lead in the first set. Sadie Stantz with one of her team-high 5 kills. Needham took an 8-4 lead in both the first and third sets. But Tigers responded. Here's their set point in the first, which they won 25-19. They also won the second set by that same score. Then in the third, Devin Burke closes it for Newton North, who wins 25-18 to sweep the Rockets. A terrific season for Needham girls volleyball. They just fall short in the semis. Our final game is girls soccer at Bishop Feion in the state quarterfinals on Wednesday, November 13th. The Shamrocks scored early, but Needham answers with Hannah Levine. She scored in every playoff game. It's a 1-1 tie heading into halftime. In the second, Rockets score first. Levine taking a kick off a Feion foul here. Shot deflected at first, but Callie McCarthy is there to knock it back on the rebound. Needham takes a 2-1 lead. Feion would tie the score heading into stoppage time, where Savannah Ryan breaks the heart of Rockets fans everywhere. Needham falls 3-2 in the state quarterfinals, but like girls volleyball, girls soccer had a fantastic season. And we'd like to shout out all of the amazing Rocket seniors on both teams playing in their final games. Thanks for an amazing run, everyone. Now back to football. They host number 5 Central Catholic Friday night, November 15th at 6:30 p.m. in the state quarterfinals. The Needham channel will be there as well and will broadcast live on air and streaming online. We'll also have social media coverage on TNC_sports on X and the Needham channel on Instagram, as well as game stories on needhamlocal.org.